Welcome back to We Care a Lot. I'm half the pod, Sam.
I'm the other half, Mel.
Hi.
Hello.
We just had a wonderful little, what can't I think of?
Experience? Situation?
Haunting? Spook? Something happened with our mics. We recorded like 15 minutes of this episode, and then we realized it was just recording.
Literally like the most heinous noises. I don't even know.
It was horrible.
So, I mean, bear with us if we somehow feel like
a little stiff,
because we're like probably going to be saying the same things we've already said.
But don't worry, it was only 15 minutes.
It's only 15 minutes, so don't worry about it.
But anyways, to just jump into the topic, because we're kind of already like warmed up.
We're warmed up.
We're talking about like the culture of meeting new people, whether it be friends, romantic interests, and I think starting with friends, we talked a little bit. I feel so bad saying like we already talked about this, but we talked about like just how it's different now when you go out and meet people, because I don't think the intention is of meeting people.
No.
And like if you do meet someone, it's embarrassing to say like, oh, I like you. Mm-hmm. Or
like you can't be forward because then it just feels like strange or like you
forced or something.
Yeah. When like in reality it just kind of feels sweet and like God forbid you're sweet, you know what I mean?
God forbid you show interest in something or someone.
Yeah. And also I feel like the culture that just like the internet and dating apps and all these other things, like this instant gratification has really instilled in all of us is like this criteria mindset when go in person meeting people, but also obviously online. Like,
yeah.
And by criteria, you know, we're not saying a physicality or like,
all my friends are hot.
Maybe.
Which they are by chance. I didn't pick it that way.
I only attract hot. No, but like, I think there's like a criteria of like, they are this or they aren't that. Like, maybe they're not religious or, you know, I don't know.
They don't like reading books as much as I do or whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to pick things, you know? Something that some people find really important.
I feel like we like can really speak towards like the religion aspect because I think like none of our friends are religious.
It's so weird.
It's kind of a weird like thing that I'm like thinking about now. But I feel like it's either because like religion was a bit of a traumatizing experience for a lot of our friends or like just not interested in it.
Yeah.
And I feel like the disinterest is kind of what brings people together in a way. Mm-hmm. I would say we're all spiritual, and I think that also is like such an alignment into like why
we attracted
each other. But I like, would it be possible?
But even then, if you think about it, when we became friends, I was not.
You were not. You were my non-spiritual religious person.
I was just the...
Yeah, go back to like episodes in the beginning.
I wasn't like atheist or anything either. I was just living. I had no guiding compass. I was just living, to be honest.
Living. You were skeptical a lot about just like a lot of things.
I just haven't picked, I think, at that point. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. And I mean, like, to an extent, I feel like that could be really uncomfortable for someone who's so deeply into their faith. And so I don't know that I'm like the best fit for someone who's super Christian or like, as long as like that is not the main piece of like our friendship, I think it's fine. But like,
which I think for a lot of people it's not. Like they're whatever it is. Like for us, I don't think we drive with it. It just happens to be aligned. Oh my god, imagine I married just like
a super Christian guy. I mean, like, I believe in God, but like I think our versions of
but that's okay.
And that's fine. That's okay. As long as it's respected. And I think that like that's maybe the fear is like people's
I don't want to have to uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like people, uncomfortable conversations.
People don't like to be uncomfortable anymore.
That's true.
And I mean, for some there's like some good reasons there. Like obviously politics are a huge factor in like this kind of situation because it is so polarizing. We don't live in like a very gray area anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm not saying to not be polarizing because I feel like there's certain things that, you know, whatever. But I feel like there was a essence to life back then where like
I could respect
the differences. Yeah, we're like respected, or I think
on both ends, like there's always gonna be polarizing beliefs for sure. It's just a matter of like, just because someone identifies under this bucket of a political party, not a belief, political party, doesn't mean that they agree with the polarizing side. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that's how we should live now, because I think we are definitely a little bit of different time, which is a whole nother thing. But that's the part of like, people can exist in a bucket and it not mean that everything that you think is in that bucket they agree with. Right. Exactly. So like in Christianity or whatever, like you think, oh, they can't do this, they don't believe in that, they'll think I'm a hoe for dressing like this or whatever, but like maybe they're a hoe too. Yeah, maybe they're a hoe who goes to church. Like
maybe they're a hoe till literally Sunday.
Yeah, so
no, that's fair. And like, I don't know, I think like maybe that was my mindset. I think growing up, like I feel like I very much like only wanted like a certain type of person in my life, because it fit this like narrative, or even like this lifestyle that I wanted for myself. But I feel like it gets boring, and like I don't know, like I really enjoy, like, although that like our friend group currently is very like similar in a lot of ways, we all have very specific interests in like different things, and it's nice to each have like our own buckets to bring into the table. Like it comes in handy later. True. Like I have friends who are super into anime and I'm not really into it, but like if you want to fucking sit down and show me a movie or a show, like I'm down to watch it for a bit. I'll learn. Yeah. But I'm not gonna be like, I'm not the one to talk to.
Now I love it. Now we're going to things together about anime. Like just not gonna be me.
Like I don't know if that's fully me, but like I'm interested in the things that you're interested in, and I think that's the piece. Like people are so like in their own bubbles that they don't really want to explore.
Oh, they go to things like that.
Yeah, like stop fucking being judgy. You know what I mean?
Like even Coachella, I feel like is probably one of the, I probably judged people for going to Coachella.
Oh, probably. No, you did.
I probably like for sure was like, oh, they don't care about life. They have no goals. I'm like, why did I think that? Why did I think people going to a festival was like losers? I'm like, no, they had money.
It costs money to be there. It costs
money to come to these things, babe, and have a good time.
I think maybe because you had like the perception of like,
I had a whole shadow of darkness that I was dating at the time who told me that was fucked up to want to go to things like that.
And just control. Anyway. Right. But yeah. No, so true though. But I even like feel like on the opposite end, like when I'm like in those new like groups of people that like I know now, when we bring up like Coachella, like some people are like so not about it, and like I wouldn't do that, and then there's people like us who are like, oh my god, we should definitely have you come next year or whatever. Like it's okay to have those people that don't want to be there. Like it's so okay.
I don't have to have you at every single thing I do in my life.
Yeah, and it's like
to be friends.
If you want to judge me for it, then that's fine. I'll judge you for your shit that you're doing over there. I don't know.
We'll judge you back and forth.
No. But like at the end of the day, I don't know. I think we're all really scared to be uncomfortable around one another, and whether that's like even just getting to like uncomfortable interests, or literally just being uncomfortable and saying like, hey, I really enjoy spending time with you. Like, do you want to be friends?
Yeah. I've heard that once in my life at this point now. It was from our dear friend from book club.
And that was so sweet.
Yeah. But I don't even know if like as kids, I'm sure it was like, okay, so like we should be friends now. Or like, I feel like it was less forward. From what I can remember, it was just like, so should we have a secret language? Like that was like
there was a deciding factor, like, oh, we're friends now.
Right. It was like the undertone of like, well, we have a secret language.
I guess it's true. Like, how do you, like now as an adult, how do you know when you've moved from like someone you're an acquaintance to like now we're friends? I
think it's time and conversation. Like, so the friend from book club that we're talking about, she literally was very forward and like, I really like you as a person and I want to be your friend. Like more than just like casual book club friends. And I really respected that and I agreed. So it was like, okay, periods. But that's like a very forward way of doing it, which I think is like, you know, straight to the point, easy. I know where you're at. The intentions are set. But going back to like the example of a secret language, I feel like it's like, oh, I want to grab dinner. I want to grab drinks with you. Like maybe you didn't exactly say like, I really find you interesting and I want to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you say like, I want to spend more time with you without saying,
yeah,
I want to spend more time with you.
No, totally. But I think that like I think we just like assume
Yeah.
like we're like now we're friends versus
Yeah.
like we met a few times.
And now I see you.
Like, because we do that with, like, relationships. Like, we, like, date until you're, like, are we exclusive? You know what I mean? But, like, with friends, there's not that conversation.
I don't know what the protocol is anymore with dating and
What do you
becoming
mean by that?
exclusive. Like,
Why?
is that, like, are we still asking, like, do you want to be my girlfriend?
Maybe not that, but, like,
it just feels gross.
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like it still should be a call out of, like, let's be exclusive. Like, we're not dating other people. Like,
yeah.
And then, I mean, I think the girlfriend conversation should be, like, you don't say, like, do you want to go study? Like, that's stupid. But, like, you can say, like...
Are we going steady now?
Like, are we together now? Like, I think that's different than, like, we're exclusively dating.
I
mean, I think in my brain, as a person who's been in a relationship for 7 years now, I'm just like...
Yeah.
I think that's the same conversation. Like, are we exclusively dating and... Are we together? Because I'm like, who the fuck has time? Like, we're old as fuck now for you to, like, be like, I'm not sure. Like,
yeah.
Either you're wanting to be more sure or
I agree.
You're not.
It's just like, it just feels so childish at this
the
ripe age. Yeah.
Conversation?
But it's not. It's just getting on the same page. I think exclusivity is the way to go, but then that obviously means girlfriend. Just don't say the word.
But then isn't it kind of funny if you're just like, yeah, we're exclusively dating, and then, like, you don't say anything, and then they're, like, proposing?
Right.
Unless, like, it's, like, a non-conversation, and they're like, this is my girlfriend.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Like, introducing, and all of a sudden, it's like, status.
Yeah, like, you're meeting their friends finally, like, hey, like, this is my girlfriend, Sam. Then, like, you know.
Crazy.
But then, like, would you want to know that before they say it?
No,
I guess that's
not necessarily.
Okay, period.
I'd be like, oh,
that's my boyfriend.
I said, oh, guys, I don't know if you guys know that. That's my boyfriend. Anyway.
So you want a surprise?
I want it to be surprise proposal. No, please. That's even worse. Anyway, back to the friendship piece, though. Yeah, I don't know when you exactly know. I think you spend so much time together, and then you also probably have conversations that are so, like, beyond surface level. Like, I'm starting to tell you my trauma.
Yeah.
Whatever. Certain conversations that come out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's fair. Probably.
Yeah. It's just, I think it's so funny that we have that kind of, like, a protocol for a relationship, and it's not there for friendship. And we, like, lose it over time as we're, like, growing into our adulthood. Like, we're kind of, like, embarrassed to, like, want to have a friend. Or, like...
And it's, like, scary meeting new people because you don't... It's, like, as scary as dating. Like, you don't know anything about these people.
Yeah. I think the difference, though, I think that, like, some people maybe don't take friendship as seriously as they do, like, with dating. With, like, I think with dating, it's okay to immediately get to the, like, maybe not immediately, but, like, it's, like, more encouraged to be more upfront or, like, more vulnerable right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then in friendship, it's, like, this, like, long, drained process of, like... Now I'm telling you about my trauma.
I guess it makes sense, though, because if there's, like, the friends who you don't see as often
That's fair.
or whatever, you know? You've seen that person every day for the rest of your life.
That's fair.
When you're dating. Yeah, it does take longer. Sometimes, I guess. It could take one night, man. Get enough drinks in you and
that's true.
You spilling everything.
Everything. Besties from that night on.
Literally.
No, that's true. I think it's just really difficult to meet people because there's, like, this, like,
stigma?
This, maybe not stigma's the right word, but just, like, again, this, like, perception of, like, what you're supposed to be doing or, like, how you're supposed to be, like, approaching somebody or, like...
I think we're very afraid to approach people. Mm-hmm. It's like, if you're at the club and your friend's getting talked to, we don't be like, hey, what's your name? Mm-hmm. Like, as the group who's clearly perceiving this, like, interaction going down, which in some cases that makes sense because it's giving hookup random person.
You're not gonna go
like,
to your friends,
right.
Maybe hook up and you're like, hey,
like,
I'm Sam. All drunk.
No, literally. Which, hey, I mean, maybe you guys will become friends. Who knows? But yeah, we don't do that. Like, you meet someone random and then it's just like, hey, like, we're besties. Like, who are you? What's up? Like, we're your friends. Like, that's how you meet other people. And we just, Maybe it's just us guys. I don't know. Let us know if everyone out there in the world is doing it right and we're doing it wrong, but
yeah.
But I don't see it happening, so maybe it's just like the outgoing people, because even I don't know. I genuinely feel like a lot of people are not making friends. I mean, we know the dating scene is
already
horrendous,
but
I wonder what the statistics are, like how many single people there are versus people in relationships. Because I'm like, if the single people are the people on the dating apps, then that means we're using the dating app like scheme, archetype, or whatever to meet people. And so that's why we're also not meeting friends, is because we're using like the dating app, which I mean, there's Bumble BFF and stuff, so there's also that. But like, that's how we decide.
But I feel like that's also the only app I know of
that has friendship ones. Yeah.
I mean, I think there's like...
Or 222, I guess, but that's like...
But that, yeah, it's more of an event. You don't like meet within the app, which is, I get that's her concept, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway. We're just so stuck on like, okay, well, how tall are they? What's their age? What school did they go to? Did they go to school? Do they have kids? Like all the things on the app or whatever. Instead of just being like, hi, what's your name?
Mm-hmm.
And then we don't even know their names when they're on the apps. We're like, I don't know. He's 6'4" though.
He does this for work, I think.
Right. What's his name though? Last thing I remember.
You're like, I could tell you what his profile looks like.
So he kind of got like dark hair.
No, that I think like the bigger conversation of like Logan brought up this point of how like our consumerism has really shaped also just like this other piece of our culture where like we're on such a want now, get now mentality. And so I think when speaking about dating, I don't know if this like is the same for friendship, but I think like with dating,
the instant gratification.
Yeah.
You and know like, that they like you.
And it's also like this vetting process of like the same way you like before buying something on Amazon, like
the reviews.
You look at the reviews, you look at like the details, and then you purchase it and you're like, okay, that's coming tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It's like, I think that same mindset, instead of like going out in person and literally putting so much more effort and time and energy into meeting someone and like vetting them yourself.
Yeah.
People immediately just want to gravitate towards an app where the profile is given to you about this person versus just speaking to somebody.
Which, you know, clearly marriages have come from the apps. So
yeah.
It's not a bad thing. It's just...
I think it's just dependent too much on.
Mm-hmm. No. It is. And like, I don't know. I recently got back on the apps because I was just like, fuck it. I got nothing to do. Like, I'm not going out to meet anyone in the next month. Like, I know I don't have plans to go out. I'm going to Coachella, which has already happened, long gone by the time this comes out. But like, yeah, I'm just like, okay, well, let's see what's happening. And it actually was like a little bit better.
That's
after
good.
Being off for like...
Maybe you needed a break.
4 months or whatever.
Yeah.
And you really do, because you get
the
locked
same
into...
people.
Well, that and like the instant gratification piece of like, oh, they like me. But I'm not going to talk to them. You know what I mean? It's like just the... Oh, well, this hot guy thinks I'm hot. So
and that's
period.
it. That's the interaction.
And that's the interaction. And... I'm, like, getting used to talking to someone again. Like, not talking like, oh, my God, we're talking.
But literally
like,
having a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, I literally was thinking, like, what do they even want to know about me? Like, what?
You're like, I have everything on my page.
Right. I'm just like, I don't, like, what's redundant? Like, what do you, like, is it boring to talk about what we did? A little.
Maybe that's also a piece of it. Like, you think that they know, like, the basic information from you, but it's also, like,
but then it's like, you should click. I don't know.
Oh, God.
I really don't know. But it is also the piece of, like, I haven't met you in public.
In public?
I know. I don't know why I said in public. Like, I haven't met you in real life.
Right.
In public. That's funny. Like, I owe you nothing mentality is also something I have about, like, interacting with someone on a dating app. It's like, if they don't respond to me, I'm not butthurt. Like, you don't owe me anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think... Yeah.
But also, I have that too. I'm like, if I don't respond to you, like, I don't owe you anything.
Yeah.
Like, someone I'm dating, I don't know. It's so hard to know, like, between dating someone, just meeting them, whatever, like, the timeliness of your responses. Like, I know people will go days without talking to somebody, like, hit them up again, be like, hey, I'm actually free. You know what I mean? Like, this, I feel like I'm so used to the speed being, like, you're talking all the time.
That's the gratification piece.
Well,
and also just, like, having this mentality as, like, when we were children and you literally had so much fucking time on your hands that you would be texting 24/7.
Yeah.
And I think that, to an extent, still can happen, and it's not bad if it's happening. But I think on the opposite end, like, maybe we should be normalizing, like, people having lives outside of dating and, like...
Or even friendships.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about... I don't know what episode we talked about this on, but we were like, yeah, I don't care to respond as fast to text messages anymore. Like, I'm not... It's not like, oh my god, you have me, like, 24/7 just because I have a phone on me.
Yeah.
So, like, going with dating, I feel like that's also the same. Like... Just because my phone's on me doesn't mean... Like, I was at literally Sienna's softball game, and, like, I'm getting responses on the apps, and I'm like, okay, but I don't...
It's
like,
not the
I
time
don't
for
want
it.
to... I don't want to talk to you right now.
Yeah.
Like, I could just be sucked into my... But, like, why?
Yeah.
Growing.
Okay, grown.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there's, like, a balance there for it all. I think that's a good mindset to have. To I guess, like, at least... counteract the instant gratification, the need for it.
You mean just slower
pace on everything, like, and like being like, I think just like the intentfulness needs to be
like not necessarily slow where you're not
like
ever
you're not
seeing each other.
It's also you're not doing it on purpose. Like I think that's so silly. I like, can we stop? Like,
yeah, respond when you have a sec.
I think like I think it needs to be where people are treating these apps the way that initially, like, dating websites were created for. Like, you go on there, you actually are taking your time talking to people with intention. I think the intention's gone.
You know what's, like, a little hard, too, is when you're, like, talking to multiple people. Because then you're, like, and they all respond at different times or at the same time, and you're like, okay, wait, what did I already tell this person? Like, what was this conversation?
Fair. You're gonna have to, like,
it's like,
scroll back.
It just, like, doesn't give fostering a good environment for you to be, like, intentional.
But also, like, that's, like, on you, though. Like, I feel like you wouldn't say that about friends who are responding at different times to you, about creating a relationship.
I agree. I feel like it's just, like, maybe the types of conversations you're having with these people versus friendship, maybe. I don't know. It just feels hard to follow. So then when you find one person that you like more, I automatically just start talking to that person instead.
I think that's natural, for sure.
But, like, what if those other ones were, like, also good, we just didn't get there?
Then maybe I think it's, like, going in person. Start dating people in person.
Well, no, for sure.
But, like,
that's what I was saying when you were saying go slower. Not necessarily going slow, never meet, but just, like...
No.
Hang out once, and then you don't have to instantly just hang out every day for a week straight or whatever.
No. I think by slow down, I think it's just, like, slow down to create intentional moments versus just, like, literally spew bullshit and then just, like, be... over the conversation immediately because you're like, okay, well, I just told you all this and you have nothing to respond. It's like, well, I don't know.
I feel like we just have to be slower in general because it's like, example, let's say I'm talking to this guy. We moved off the app and then it's like, okay, he doesn't need to respond to me, like, instantly. He can hit me up in a week and be like, hey, like, I totally got busy, whatever, and it would be okay.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's, like, an expectation underlying that when people are on apps, it's like, go. Again, the capitalism of freaking...
Of it all.
Oh, consumerism, I guess, more than capitalism.
Well,
and,
same thing.
And so it's just like, capitalism wants us to go on dates. They want us to be spending money. But anyway, I don't know. It just feels like there's these, like, the system is there, but it's not working properly. Like, because people are not... Like, someone responded and just said, damn. They messaged me, damn. I'm like, what is anyone supposed to do with damn?
Yeah.
Or even hi, smiley face. It's
like, we're too grown for that. Like, that's just, again, and I think that's like...
How was your day at minimum?
That's what I'm talking about. It's just like, people are no longer treating these apps like it's an actual place for fostering conversation and communication and getting to know people. It's just like they're treating it like it's social media of like, this is a like, and then move on.
It's a like.
And it's like, hey, we're not meeting anyone if we're doing that.
I think maybe a good way to think about when you message someone first is, what would you say at a bar? Would you go up to them and say, hi?
Yeah. And just sit there? Fucking creepy.
Like, no. Like, there's a whole profile of things for you to figure out what to say. Even if it's like, you look really beautiful in that dress on your page. Where were you? Literally is all it takes. Like, it's
just like a little bit more. Like,
truly.
What do you see in the picture? What can you connect with?
Right.
Like, give something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of, unfortunately, where a lot of people's mindsets are at when it comes to just meeting people in general, is they're basing it off their experience with the app. So like you said, like the criteria, making sure they literally are like little photocopies of them, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. There's like a lost art in like also bringing other people to things. Like, oh, let's say you're hosting a party and be like, oh, can I bring my friends?
Yeah.
Which, like, I don't have any to bring, so. That you don't know already.
I was like,
yeah, I definitely do, but there's none that you don't know already.
Yeah.
But, like, there's, like, which you have, and, like, other friends have come out of that, and, like, the 222 event, we did. So it's, like.
It's been,
it's
but the
there.
thing is, like, it's been working for us when we do that. So, like, it's just a testament to.
Putting in effort
into making more,
continuing to go to things we enjoy, and
fostering connections between your own connections, and like
intention is big. It's just like, again, capitalism. Why am I spending money to go to these events I like? So rude. Why can't I just meet friends at the beach for free?
You probably could.
You know, I've yet to meet anyone at the beach, actually.
Maybe
that old man. He wasn't old. He was a DILF. He was a, like, probably 45-year-old man.
Period.
He was cool. He was very religious. He asked if he could pray over me. It was very interesting. I've definitely talked about this experience.
I forgot about this
You don't
guy.
remember it? It was my birthday. I went to the beach alone. And his daughter was there. Yeah. He got me a rock from the bottom of the ocean. He really full sent so many things. Why didn't he ask for my number? Anything. He's like, here's a rock. Can I pray over you? Can you take a picture of me and my daughter? I'm like,
no. Sir, so my number?
Like, right. Do you want to take me to a nice hotel when we have dinner? Nothing? I'm thinking hotel because it was next to the Montauk and I really want to go there. Or Montage? Whatever it's called. Anyway. See, he was so bold to speak to me.
Yeah. Different era.
We don't have that boldness no more. Yeah, maybe like this summer we like we're like, we do a scavenger hunt instead of a summer bucket list. We do a summer scavenger hunt. I love that. I love the scavenger hunt. I love the movie The Sleepover, and I've always wanted to do a scavenger hunt like that. Literally, give me it. Get underwear from a boy on the beach. Period. Wait, have I done that before? Not the underwear. I was like, no. No, it was one of our friends had a crush on a guy on the beach, and we forced her to go up and ask for his number. Period. And I think she didn't want to, so I did it. And then I got his number for her, and then I think she broke her phone and lost his number forever. Literally all within like 12 hours. So fucked. I said, fate said, it's not it. Not for you, babe. But see, you're doing it for other people. Do it for yourself. I see, but it's so much easier. It's the piece of like, hey, pretend it's not you. I know, huh? Yeah. But then it's me. So then what? I'm like, hey, just kidding. It was me. Just kidding. It was for me. Joke's on you. Do you okay, like maybe it's just no? Like pushing your other friends to do it then for you. No. I think you should do it yourself. Anyway, I was gonna say, especially if you're a man, though. Just saying. That's my personal belief. But I also think, get over yourself, women. Just do it yourself too. No, I agree. Just go fucking do it. Get what you want and move on. I don't disagree. I was gonna say though, like maybe this summer we take it to like, we bring our spike ball and we're like, hey, we need 2 more people. Do you want to come and hang out? Like, I suck at spike ball, but that's tea. You said, well, I can't do everything. Well, I can't do everything, but I'm the cheerleader. But it's like, you see 2 girls who are like a little scared and you're like, hey, do you want to come in with us? Oh. Mm-hmm. I'm like, friends, a little bit better than like a crush. I'm like, I don't want to scrape my knees on the sand in front of the man I'm meeting for the first time.
Hey, why not?
No, he'd probably like it, but...
Or we have our in, like, for example, if you see, like, a really hot guy playing volleyball with just, like, more friends, be like, hey, Logan and
Lindy, go play. We're going to cheer you on. Thank you.
And you'll be like, I'll sit right here.
Do you guys want music?
You know, like, there's ways. We're just not making the effort. We're not putting the intention of, like, hey, today...
See, that's why I'm like, is it an us problem?
It is. It's an everyone problem. I think we're a part of the problem. I'm not saying,
no, I agree.
Y'all are doing that, and I'm over here.
And I'm over here just killing it.
No, I think I don't make an effort to be like, hey.
And I think it's fair, too, because the piece of, like, I don't have time. I don't, like, what? And the energy and, like, I don't know. It's not like our lives are so hard or something. It's just, like, it takes effort, especially as a woman, to get ready, get dressed, pick an outfit, mentally feel okay with interacting with others.
Yeah.
Which maybe is something we can work on getting over as well. Like, don't think so deeply about it. Just do it. Which is so much easier in summer. It just is. Guys, it's almost summer.
The other day, Logan and I were talking about how the sun is so important. This is going to be such a stupid conversation.
Oh my God.
How the sun is so important, how, like, it gives us, like, vitamins, and then she goes, we're literally solar powered. And I was like, yeah, and that's why I feel my fucking best during the summer, because I'm all charged up.
I'm all charged up. That's gotta be your caption on your first summer post.
All charged up. Battery life 100.
All charged up. What about you?
But anyway,
that's actually really good, though. It's true. Summer just, I don't know what it is. It's less clothes, tan skin.
Just feels good.
Feels confident.
Yeah.
Pool swimming free.
Free.
That's America for you. Pool swimming free.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but anyway, I do think we did come to the conclusion, unfortunately, that it's us.
It's us.
But it's you too.
It's you. But it's also me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we should all encourage each other to, like, seek out more people, even just, like, practice the skill. I think we're scared of rejection. Rejection is also a piece. Mm-hmm. But also, like, who gives a fuck? You're also never going to see these people again.
Yeah. Also, I think, like, maybe the pressure has been on, like, single people to, like, bring the new friends into the group, because, like, obviously we're dating, so it's much easier. But, like, you're right, we could totally force other people to to, like, help us make friends, because, like, at the end of the day, just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you don't want more people, more vibes, more things to do. You've been saying that, so now we just gotta, we should say what Logan's idea is, huh, about the business cards.
I think we've done it before.
Have we?
We'll bring it back, though. Yeah.
Logan has this grand idea to have business cards for her single friends, and I don't really know what's on them.
One, she's only vetted, though, because she's like, if she has this criteria of, like, if you're not serious about dating, you are not getting a business card.
Fair.
In her pocket.
But she needs to make them.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need a new headshot.
You need a new headshot.
I need it, like, real bad. What is that, from 2020? My old headshot? Jesus. But anyway, that's a good way, one, to make friends as the single person, or sorry, the person in a relationship, or single too, whatever, giving out cards. Because you're like, hi, like, you look like you would like my friend, which means maybe I'd like you as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just fostering.
What a funny story. You know what I mean?
And even if we didn't date, like, the person on the card and it'd be like, we really thought you guys would be good. But so glad we're all just friends now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Logan, for the genius idea. We're waiting for execution.
I'm gonna make her do it. When we get back, we're gonna get prep for summer.
Honestly, yeah. Summer. Mm-hmm. Summer. Yeah. It's kind of getting there.
It's getting there. Not yet.
Not quite. Any other thoughts?
No, I
know I'm struggling to come up with more.
I think that's it. Like, I think I just want to encourage people to just be more bold. Mm-hmm. Take your time.
Be bold and slow.
Be bold and slow. Be bold and intentional. You know? Have an intention behind the shit you're doing and saying.
Yeah. I think it's so hard. Like, as a person that's part of the problem, being back on the apps again, I'm like, it's so hard to actually do that because there's like, you're being thrown so many people with completely different personalities and...
But I think, like, as long as...
What are the specs?
What is a spec? What do you mean?
Like, there's their information, the specs.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what...
The details,
their information, whatever.
Yeah. But I think you'll attract the right people as long as you continue to put yourself out in this, like, consistent manner. Because you'll, like...
I will say I do
mean?
stop liking when you get to a certain point. It's like, okay, we don't need to keep liking people because now we're just really getting overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But then more likes come in. What is the girl to do? Do you see what I'm saying, though? It's not built for that. So you really do have to try.
Game. Yeah.
A game. Not the gamifying. I love a little game. Like, not of dating, but I love a little game. Candy Crush. You know what's even worse, too, is, like, I think on the other side of making friends, and then you finally, like, you exchange Instagrams, realistically, and then it's like, oh, well, now we're friends on Instagram, and I'm never going to see you again. Like, I'm never going to make an effort to see you.
Yeah.
Because then...
I'm like...
You know what I mean?
Should we start, like, normalizing, like, giving each other our phone numbers? Like, why is it Instagram? Because it's like it's like
I can keep in touch and keep tabs.
But you won't.
No, but, like, you will, but just from a veil. You know what I mean?
That's fucked.
Right. I'm just saying that's what it is. You are keeping tabs.
Okay, but like, maybe then it's, like, having this, like, discipline of, like, yeah, okay, we get each other's Instagram. But then once you see if you're liking a few things from this person, be like, message and be like, hey, should we, like, go grab a drink? I also don't have your number. Like... Here's mine, or
but
like
it's
whatever.
Like it's almost like we decide for ourselves. Maybe you wouldn't be that good of a friend. Maybe we don't vibe that much because of what you're posting, and so then you just
again
choose
the criteria is there again,
right? And so you're like, yeah, it's whatever. Like I don't want to make an effort, essentially.
But then, like I think like there's some of our friends that like if I had seen their Instagrams now, I would maybe think that, but I'm like, they're also just like really great people that I love to hang out with now.
It's crazy, huh?
So it's like. We need to get over that shit. You know what I mean?
It's honestly so crazy. Now I'm trying not to perceive my friends through just their Instagram, and that's hard.
Damn.
But that's just crazy.
Just
like
shading them.
No, not even in a bad way, but like even perceiving myself, I'm like...
Don't perceive me.
I'm just like...
Like we always talk about how like your Instagram's like or like your social media is an extension of you, but like... But it doesn't have to be. Why are we making it such a big deal?
I think that's the part, though, of, like, when you do... Mm-hmm. It is almost like dating, where you do have to be slow and intentional, but you gotta meet up to decide. But once you're on Instagram, you're kind of locked in. It's like, y'all are gonna be perceivers for life. Maybe not besties for life, but perceivers. Mm-hmm. Until you, like, maybe have a baby, and you're like, yeah, haven't seen that person in, like, 10 years. Get rid of them.
That's fucked.
I think that's what happens.
Yeah.
But then if you feel like there is someone on your Instagram where you're like, you know what, I do still really fuck with you. Why don't we?
Yeah.
Or even what I try to do too is like invite to group events. I feel like the group event thing needs to come back too more tenfold. Like random group hangouts.
I think people want that to happen.
Right.
It just isn't.
Right. Like, hey, we're all going to the beach.
Do you want to come?
Invite whoever.
Yeah.
Like I'm coming at this time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in 5 years.
I think we should be very consistent about doing that.
Right. All right. Next time, first beach trip of the summer. Everybody's invited. Everybody's invited. We care a lot.
Meet up.
Beach day.
Period. We should.
Let us know if you're interested. I mean, we're still going to go to the beach.
We'll just be there.
We'll be there and we'll let you know. Wow. Yeah.
I got nothing else to give. Just be intentional.
Mm-hmm. Being an adult is already hard enough. Don't make it harder by putting all these thoughts in your head about why people won't like you or...
why you shouldn't reach out.
Right.
Yeah.
Just do it, and then worst case,
you get rejected. Oh well.
Or nothing.
Or nothing happens.
You don't even know if you got rejected.
Period.
You just in the abyss.
Just in the abyss. You'll forget about it eventually too. You know? You will. Life goes on. It really fucking does.
That's hilarious. You'll forget about it.
You will.
Oh my god, like that guy that I went to a Rams game for Christmas and I DM'd one of the players. Forgot about it till right now.
See? You won't remember again in like 2 weeks. It's fine. So much shit just is put in your brain that you're not gonna remember. It's fine.
Thank God.
You'll have like maybe like one of those like
panics
of like embarrassment, and you're like, oh, it's fine. You're like, it's so quick. It's so quick. It's worth it.
See, but like the Leo in me too is like,
no, get over it.
I'm like, no, not in a bad way. In a way of like, well, they missed out because I'm that bitch.
Oh, period.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, my profile was giving, so well, I don't know what you're on.
Yeah. Anyway.
What? Okay, guys. We're done with the technical difficulties. Hopefully you guys found this episode relatable, and if you're trying to make friends, take some of our advice, and we're gonna take our own advice, and hopefully it's just fun to meet more like-minded people. I don't think we have a desire to like, oh, we need so many more friends or anything. It's just like, it's cool to see what other people think and feel, and if it's similar to us, and hang out and vibe. So yeah. Anyways, as always, share with anyone who you think this would be interesting to. Like, comment, rate on Spotify, and I believe Apple. You can rate too. It's crazy that I don't know that. Like on YouTube, and we'll see you guys in next week's episode.
Bye.